All right, in this activity, we're going to work with side-side congruence. Now, previously, we've looked at congruent triangles. What it means for two triangles to be congruent is that I could take one triangle and through some series of rotations, reflections, or translations, I could move that triangle and place it directly on top of the other triangle, and they would match up perfectly. All the sides would be the same length. All the angles would have the same measure. So, and that's what it means for two triangles to be congruent. We can also look at two triangles and we can know that if the sides and angles match up, then they're congruent. Unfortunately, we don't actually have to know all that information. We don't have to know that every angle has a corresponding angle that's congruent to it in the other triangle. We don't have to know that every side does either. We just have to know certain combinations. And one of those is called side-side congruence. And that basically means that if you know that every side from one triangle corresponds to a side in the other triangle in such a way that they're the same length, then you know that the two triangles are congruent. So let's take a look at this one here. For example, this double tick mark here tells me that this side is congruent to this side over here. And the single tick mark right here and right here tells me that this side is congruent to this side right here. And because they both share this side in the middle here, this side is the same for both triangles. So this side matches itself. This green side matches this green side. This red side matches this red side. So these triangles are congruent by side. Okay. Let's take a look next door. Here, these triangles look like they're congruent, and they might be, but we don't really know that because we don't know anything about the sides. And by the way, in this entire worksheet, they're either not congruent or they're congruent by side. There are other criteria, but we'll look at those later. So, since we don't have any sides marked as congruent, and none of the sides are pressed up against each other so that they share a side, we're going to call these two triangles not congruent. Okay. All right, so if you look through the rest of the page here, remember, you're looking for pairs of triangles that have three sides that are congruent. Or all three sides in one triangle are congruent to the three sides in another. You'll either know that because of the markings. 2 tick marks means congruent to 2 tick marks over here. 1 tick mark here means congruent to 1 tick mark over here. Or you'll know that because they share this side in common, you'll know that that's the same for both triangles. All right, make sure you check your answers before you're done, and good luck.